Hope you're all enjoying your holidays. I just thought I'd give you all just a sort of a rundown of this first CAT. It is going to be due at the end of the first week back, which is the 19th on a Friday. So once that class finishes on period 5 Friday, which we have together, when that finishes, I'm going to have the submission close on Compass for everyone to submit their CATs. I'm thinking at this point, unless I say otherwise, on Teams or during class, for you guys to download your CATs into a PDF document or a Word document or whatever, and then submit it on Compass that way. So I know whether or not you have completed the work. So that's my thinking. I'm going to speak with Miss Ferguson when I get the chance as well. I'm going to confirm it with her. But basically, this is the CAT. It's broke up into 3 parts. We've already spoke about part 1, but I'm going to go over it just very quickly anyway. So in this section, you're going to choose a sport, and you're going to choose you're going to choose 5 types of movements, which you're going to fill out these ones here. So you don't have to delete this and refill that in, you just have to fill in these ones down the bottom. Ideally, I'd say delete it, but it doesn't really matter if you don't. You're then going to pick 3 joints. Within those 3 joints, you're going to pick the 3 types of joints. So shoulder is a ball and socket joint. What is an elbow joint? What is a wrist joint? You're going to write that in the 2 and 3. You're then going to pick 3 muscles that enable this movement. So I've gone the pectoralis major, the deltoid, and trapezius. Really, I think you can just separate these. Pectoralis major, that is the chest. The deltoid, that is the shoulder. And then the trapezius is the upper and behind bit here of the shoulder. Alright? So you can do 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to, I did say during class, leave it as blank, but all I want you to do is whether it flexes or extends. Now, we spoke about this in class. Flex is when the muscle contracts, and extension is the opposite muscle on the other side when it extends. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If you think about if he's sitting in this position here, you can see the bicep would be flexed here because he's bent his elbow, meaning the bicep would be flexed. Does that mean the tricep on the other side would be extended? Yes, it does. You've then got 2 questions here that I would love. Really long sentences here because really this is a CAT, which it will be explained in the rubric. You shouldn't be using couple word answers here. You should be using full sentences. All right. Part B. So this is the fitness requirements and components part of the CAT. So you're going to still run with the same sport that you would chose in the first one. So you're basically just going to identify and explain what you consider to be the 5 most important fitness components for your sport. We're just going to run with lacrosse again for part B. So component, they've written here for soccer, agility. What is the justification of agility? So it says here in the first section here what agility is, and then it shows here when agility is used during your given sport. So really agility would also be used for lacrosse. So we would write agility here, we would write agility, oh my goodness, and then you write blah 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 here, blah 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 blah. Right? Makes sense? You're going to do this for 5 fitness components yet again. Alright, and then you're going to come down here and you're going to pick 2 fitness components from here. And you're going to complete a fitness component test, all right? So if you picked agility, what fitness test would you be using to test agility? Use Google for this. It is your best friend for this part of the CAT, all right? Hopefully that makes sense. Basically, this is broken up into 4 things. So you name the test, what the fitness component is that you're testing. These 2 should be the easiest part of this bit. Explanation of the test. You can use Google for this. You know the name of the test. You can search up how to run the test. Testing norms. So that means basically what are the average scores of people that were to complete this test. So if you were to score above, let's say the beep test, you look at the beep test, you look at testing norms, and there's going to be different scores for different people based on gender. Whether or not they are above or below average. Does that make sense? Picture and diagrams. This is pretty easy. You should be able to find that on Google as well. So they should be putting a picture or diagram in this final column. Make sense? I hope so. Part C, this is the final part. So at this point, you're on the final stretch. This is a scenario-based response. So what you're going to do is you're going to read this and you're going to complete this table here. I think this table really outlines what you're needed to do really well. So really, if we're running with lacrosse again, you're going to write lacrosse here. And you're going to outline the specific skills that need to be developed within your session that you're going to develop for your chosen sport. Alright? Imagine we're doing this at school, or you've got your own personal equipment. You're going to write the equipment down in this section here. 5-minute increments. So what are they going to do in the first 5 minutes? What are you going to do in the second 5 minutes? The third 5 minutes? So that doesn't mean like 5 mins. So if you're running the same activity for 0 to 10 minutes, you do 0 to 10 activity 1. Then you're going to do 11 to 15 activity 2. Obviously, I need more detail than activity 1, activity 2. You're just going to give an outline of basically what you're going to do. What coaching tips could you give to Delilah to help her understand and complete the skills that she needs to do? And there's just a visual diagram of how the session will look. Usually, at this point, you're probably going to use the draw function up here. You're going to draw and you're going to go blah, blah, blah. Ooh, blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm sure you all are very capable. Actually, I'm not sure. I know for a fact you all are very capable and you would all know what to do in this section. So, really, obviously, 3 sections. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on Teams. I don't care whether it's the holidays or not. Even though I do love my holidays and I like to not think about work on the holidays, if you have questions, considering this is due first week back, please just reach out and I will help you in any way that I possibly can. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your holidays. Get as much of this done that you can before we come back to school, so that's not a worry when you're at school. But enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you all back at school on the 18th, on Thursday.